शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। सुप्रभातं सर्वेषां कृते। वैश्विकस्तरे अद्य योगदिवसस्य आचरणम् अस्माभिः क्रियते। अतः अस्माकं सर्वेषां पक्षतः अस्माकं सर्वेषां कृते अन्ताराष्ट्रीययोगदिवसस्य हार्दाः शुभाशयाः, अभिनन्दनञ्च। सम्प्रति राष्ट्रीयसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयेन अन्ताराष्ट्रीययोगदिवसस्य आचरणं क्रियते। तस्मिन्नेव सन्दर्भे वयं सर्वेपि समवेताः। अत्र आगतानाम् अतिथीनां स्वागतं करोमि। कृपया सर्वेपि मञ्चमलङ्कुर्वन्तु इति। अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य मुख्यातिथयः सन्ति आचार्याः गणेश शङ्कर महोदयाः। एते सागर् विश्वविद्यालय मध्यप्रदेशतः समागताः सन्ति। आचार्याः अध्यक्ष पदे निवृत्ताः, अतः आचार्यान् सम्प्रार्थे कृपया वेदिकाम् अलङ्कुर्वन्तु इति। एवमेव अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य मुख्य अतिथयः भवन्ति आचार्याः एस् भरत्कुमार महोदयाः। एते दक्षिणमध्यक्षेत्रस्य सहक्षेत्रप्रचारकाः सन्ति। संघे एते कार्यं कुर्वन्तः सन्ति। एतान् अपि सम्प्रार्थे कृपया वेदिकाम् अलङ्कुर्वन्तु इति। एवमेव कुञ्चिका भाषणार्थम् आगताः सन्ति आचार्याः डॉक्टर आर् इलङ्गोवन् महोदयाः। एते एक्सिक्यूटिव् कौन्सिल् मेम्बर् भवन्ति इण्डियन् योगा असोसियेशन् न्यूडेल्लीतः समागताः। एतान् अपि सम्प्रार्थे मञ्चम् अलङ्कुर्वन्तु इति। सम्मानित अतिथिरूपेण समागताः सन्ति आचार्याः रेणु दीक्षित् महोदयाः। एताः प्रांशुपालाः सन्ति SV आयुर्वेदिक् कालेज् तिरुपतौ। एवमेव अन्ताराष्ट्रीयस्तरे बहवः विद्वांसः समवेताः अस्माभिः सह। तत्र अत्यन्तं प्रमुखाः सन्ति आचार्याः प्रेमराज नौपाणे महोदयाः। उपाचार्याः सन्ति। एवमेव अन्ताराष्ट्रीयसम्बन्धानां विषये एते संयोजकाः सन्ति नेपाल् संस्कृतविश्वविद्यालये। अतः तान् सम्प्रार्थे कृपया वेदिकाम् अलङ्कुर्वन्तु इति। एतेन सह अस्य राष्ट्रीयसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः मूलस्तम्भाः अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य प्रधानाः सन्ति आचार्याः GSR कृष्णमूर्तिमहोदयाः। तान् अपि सम्प्रार्थे मञ्चम् अलङ्कुर्वन्तु इति। एतेन सह अस्य राष्ट्रीयसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलसचिवाः आचार्याः RJ रमाश्री महोदयाः अपि सम्प्रत्येव समागताः। ताः अपि सम्प्रार्थ्यते कृपया वेदिकाम् अलङ्कुर्वन्तु इति। सर मैडम की वैदिक्या प्रार्थनया अस्माभिः कार्यक्रमस्य आरम्भः सर्वथा क्रियते। अतः वैदिकीं प्रार्थनां कर्तुं कुमारी कौशल्यां सम्प्रार्थये।
भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। अथाग्निसूक्तम् ॐ अग्निमीले पुरोहितै यज्ञस्य देवमृत्विजम् होतारं रत्नधातमम् अग्निः पूर्वेभिरिषिभिरीड्यो नूतनैरुता स देवान् एह वक्ष्यति अग्निना आरयिमश्नवत्पोषमेव दिवे दिवे यशसं वीरवत्तमम् अग्नेयै यज्ञमध्वरं विश्वतः परिभूरसि स यद्देवेषु गच्छति। अग्निर्होता कविक्रतुः सत्यश्चित्रश्रवस्तमः देवो देवेभिरागमत यदङ्गदाशुषे त्वमग्ने भद्रं करिष्यसि तवेतत् सत्यमङ्गिरः उपत्वाग्ने दिवे दिवे दोषा अवस्थर्धिया वयं नमो भरन्तयेमसि राजन्तमध्वराणां गोपामृतस्य दीदिविं वर्धमानं स्वेदमे स नः पितेव सूनवेग्ने सूपयनो भव स च स्वानस्वस्तये इति अग्निसूक्तम् अथ सङ्घटनसूक्तम् ॐ समिध्युवसे वृषन्नग्ने विश्वान्यर्य इडस्पदे समिध्यसे स नो वसून्याभरा सङ्गच्छध्वं संवदध्वं संवो मनांसि जानताम् देवभागै यथा पूर्वे सञ्जानान उपासते समानो मन्त्रः समितिः समाने समानं मनसः चित्तमेषाम् समानं मन्त्रमभिमन्त्रयेव समानेन वो हविषा आजुहोमि समानीव आकूतिः समाना हृदयानि वः समानस्तु वो मनो यथा आवस्सु सहासति इति सङ्घटनसूक्तम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
वैदिकीं प्रार्थनां समाप्य सम्प्रति यौगिकप्रार्थनां कर्तुं योगच्छात्राः आह्वयन्ते।
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वन्दे गुरूणां चरणारविन्दे सन्दर्शितस्वात्मसुखावबोधे जनस्य ये जाङ्गलिकायमाने संसारहालाहलमोहशान्त्यै ॐ आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशीर्षं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोतं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
आगतान् अतिथीन् सम्प्रार्थये दीपप्रज्वलनेन अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य शुभारम्भं कुर्वन्तु इति। I request all the dignitaries on the dais to lit the lamp and spread the fragrance of yoga, which is celebrated on the 10th International Day of Yoga at Rashtriya Sanskrit, National Sanskrit University, Tirupati. మీరు Today, we have gathered here to honor a practice that has transcended borders and touched lives across the globe. International Day of Yoga, celebrated annually on June 21st, was proclaimed by United Nations in the year 2014. So, as a part of recognition, we have a 2-day international seminar on Yoga Day, which is titled with Yoga for Holistic Well-Being and Sustainable Living. So I give a warm welcome to you all, and as a part of this program, I request Dr. D. Jyoti, the coordinator of this program and also the head department of Sankhya Yoga, to deliver welcome address to one and all here.
ॐ शब्दशास्त्रप्रणेत यः योगदर्शनमूर्तिमान् आयुर्वेदविशेषज्ञः तं नमामः पतञ्जलिम्. A very vibrant good morning to you all. Now, the beautiful, brave, energetic, potentially filled brainchild of our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Modi ji, yoga is entered into the 10th birthday celebrations. Let's welcome and let's greet her. Happy birthday to yoga. On this auspicious occasion, we are grateful to have our chief guest, Professor Ganesh Shankar sir. Today, it is grateful day to have amidst us the Maharshi Patanjali's real representative, who is spending all his life for the propagation promotion of the yoga. Though it is now 10th International Day, but this baby was taken care by our elders such as Ganesh Shankar sir and all. He has been having his experience in promoting, propagating yoga for the last 33 years. Sir, we are very grateful, sir, to have here amidst us. If we see the biodata of him, really we are grateful. We are enjoying the fruit of yoga now. He is the president of World Council for Psychotherapy, founder president of Asian Federation of Psychotherapy, and Honorable General Secretary for Yoga and Psychotherapy of Association of India, former director of Central Council for Research in Yoga, Ayush, and then he has published more than century publications and then guided nearly 23 PhD guidance, organized more than century national and international seminars and attended more than that, and awarded more than 25 and nearly 50 national international awards and visited more than 25 countries, and his biodata is very long. We have no time to express, sir. Sir, we are really grateful, sir, because your blessings are really needed for us to taken care of this baby into the future lives. And then today we have our today's special guest, Bhaskar Kumar sir, Bharat Kumar sir, Sahakshetra Pracharakaha, Dakshinammadhya Kshetraha, and very famous personality. He dedicated his whole life for the service of our beautiful motherland, Bharata Mata. Sir, we are thankful and fortunate for your presence, and it is our hospitable welcome to you, sir. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to give flower bouquet to our Ganesh sir as well as Bharat Kumar sir. Shawl also, and as time is less, as Bharat Kumar sir is leaving, it is our duty to felicitate our Atithi Devo Bhava. So I request our humble Vice Chancellor to felicitate Bharat Kumar sir. Ganesh sir. And it's grateful to us Today we have our keynote speaker, Professor Elangovan sir. Looking at these experiences of our elders, they have seeded the yoga long back itself. Sir is Executive Council of Indian Yoga Association, New Delhi, Secretary for IYA, Tamil Nadu Chamber, has 39 years of experience in yoga and the first yoga professor in Tamil Nadu, who came all the way here to the heavenly earth as a representative of Maharshi Patanjali to propagate and spread the yoga with 45 PhDs, 130 MPhils. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to felicitate our Elangovan sir. She is brave and beautiful, courageous, and very famous, workaholic, dedicated, well-known example for women empowerment. With so many awards, achievements, she is now the principal of SV Ayurvedic College, very prestigious college in Ayurveda, Tirupati, run by TTD. Not only eminent scholar, but also dynamic administrator. This program is now successful and meaningful with your grace presence of international invitee. I will welcome and I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to felicitate Dr. Premraj Naupane, Associate Professor, Coordinator of International Relations, Nepal Sanskrit University. My humble and thankful welcome to our dynamic and first Registrar of National Sanskrit University, Ramasri Madam. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to felicitate our women empowerment example, Ramasri Madam. And I also welcome Dean Academic Affairs, Dean our Shastra, Darshana, and many teaching and non-teaching fraternity of our university. And also we should not forget the one and the only personality of this program. I cordially welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, who is main cause and effect of this program, who never sleeps and also not allows to sleep until the task is done for the upliftment of the university, as well as this is beneficial for our personal upliftment also. I also welcome our prestigious eminent resource person speakers, Dr. Raghuvarna Basavaraj from USA, Dr. Preeti from USA, Meghana from Australia, Himamshu from Australia, Premraj Kumar from Nepal, Murli Krishna sir from Andhra Pradesh, Ganesh Shankar sir from Madhya Pradesh, Elangon sir from New Delhi, Renu Dikshit madam from Andhra Pradesh, and Aramudan sir from New Delhi, Pralay Kumar Nanda sir from Orissa, Rohit Kumar sir from Odisha. And at the end, and not the my life force, our life force and our institution is our students. You are the fragrant flowers of our university. Without you, we cannot imagine our existence. My sweet and lovable students, hearty and charming faces, I always welcome you to this international seminar, and you are the main source of this program, and I wish to make this program very grand success. And I also welcome all the paper presenters, media, PRO, electricity department, and all who make this event a grand and meaningful success. Thank you one and all. I welcome you all from Department of Sankhya Yoga and Yoga Vijnana. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for a wonderful welcome note. Ahead of this, we have a special guest who's Shri S. Bharat Kumar ji. Since he'll be leaving soon, I request him to convey his keynote speech. Okay, sir. Fine. Okay, sir. That's fine. अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य मुख्यातिथयः आचार्याः गणेश शङ्कर् महोदयाः। एते बहुधा अस्माकं विश्वविद्यालयं प्रति समागताः सन्ति, सुपरिचिताः, अतः तान् सम्प्रार्थे स्वकीयम् उद्बोधनं कुर्वन्तु इति।
Namaskar, Honorable Chairperson, respected guests sitting on the dais, and participants gathered here on the physical mode as well as online mode to discuss the role of yoga for wellness throughout the world. I am here in this university for the third time since last year with the kind invitation from Professor GSR Krishnamurthy, the Vice Chancellor of National and Central Sanskrit University, Tirupati. He is really a Karam Yogi, Gyan Yogi, and Bhakti Yogi. Last week on telephonic talk, I gave my consent to be present on the occasion of 2 days international seminar on yoga for holistic well-being and sustainable living to celebrate the 10th International Day of Yoga on 21st June 2024. The theme of the International Yoga Day 24 is Yoga for Women Empowerment. I am also thankful to the staff and the students of the Department of Sankhya Yoga and Yoga Vijnana who are celebrating Yoga Day every year with great enthusiasm. It is a great honor for me to be here to celebrate Yoga Day today. At this occasion, I want to remind that our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, in his address to the 69th session of the United Nations National General Assembly on September 27, 2014, exhorted the world community to adopt an International Day of Yoga to render its profundity. Yoga is not only about the exercise but to discover the sense of oneness with ourselves, the world and the nature. By changing our lifestyle and creating consciousness, it can help us to deal with climate changes also. Within 3 months, 193 members of UNGA approved this proposal by consensus, with a record 177 co-sponsoring countries agreeing to establish 21st June as the International Day of Yoga. Since then, that is 2015, we are celebrating the Yoga Day every year on 21st June. The main purpose of celebrating Yoga Day is to raise awareness about the numerous benefits of practicing yoga and encouraging people worldwide to adopt a healthier lifestyle. Detail I will be speaking in my next lecture in the afternoon, but few things I would like to mention here. योग में 3 बातें बहुत महत्वपूर्ण हैं। जैसा कि मैंने अपने अनुभव से लगभग 40 साल से अधिक मेरा यहाँ विश्वविद्यालय में अनुभव रहा है योग के क्षेत्र में, और मैंने दिल्ली में भी आयुष मंत्रालय में कार्य किया है, जिसके माध्यम से मैंने पूरे भारतवर्ष में रिसर्च सेंटर्स और योग और नेचुरोपैथी के केंद्रों को विजिट किया है। उस अनुभव के आधार पर मैं कुछ दो चार बातें यहाँ पर मुख्य रूप से बताना चाहूँगा कि योग क्यों आवश्यक है और योग को क्यों अपनाया जा रहा है, और थोड़ा सा योग के बारे में कि योग क्या है और योग कैसे किया जाना चाहिए। ये तीन बातें मैं आपको यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट में बताने की कोशिश करूँगा, क्योंकि ये एक हर साल महत्वपूर्ण क्षण होता है, महत्वपूर्ण दिवस होता है, जिस समय हम प्रत्येक व्यक्ति से ये अपेक्षा करते हैं कि वो अपने स्वास्थ्य के प्रति जागरूक हो जाए। क्योंकि आजकल का जो लाइफस्टाइल है वो बहुत फास्ट और टेक्नोलॉजी से भरा हुआ है, जिसके कारण अनेक प्रकार की जो टेंशन है, स्ट्रेस है, परेशानियां हैं, वो जीवन में आती रहती हैं। उन परेशानियों से बचाव रखने के लिए, उन दुखों से बचाव रखने के लिए, उन कष्टों से बचाव रखने के लिए और अपने आप को इतना मजबूत करने के लिए अपनी हेल्थ को इतना प्रमोट कर लें कि वो आने वाली जो बीमारियां वो ना ही आए, प्रिवेंशन भी हो, प्रमोशन भी हो, जिससे आपका जो डेली डे टू डे रूटीन है, कार्य है, जिस भी आप जॉब में हैं, जिस भी कार्य में लगे हुए हैं, उसको आप पूरी एफिशिएंसी के साथ अपना निर्वहन कर सकें। ये अपेक्षा दूसरी बात होती है। एक तो प्रिवेंशन, एक प्रमोशन, इसके बाद है यदि कोई बाई चांस किसी भी कारण से, एनवायरमेंटल से या फिर खान पान के और रहन सहन के कारण, व्यवहार के कारण कोई परेशानी आ जाती हैं, कुछ डिसऑर्डर्स आते हैं, तो योग में कुछ ऐसे नियम हैं, योग में कुछ ऐसे सिद्धांत हैं, योग में कुछ ऐसे एक्सरसाइजेज हैं, योग में कुछ ऐसे आसन, प्राणायाम, मुद्रा बंध, अष्टांग योग, कर्म योग, भक्ति योग, ज्ञान योग, बहुत सारे साधन हैं जिनके माध्यम से हम उनको कहीं किसी हद तक ठीक भी कर सकते हैं। 100% तो कभी कभी रिसर्चेज ने ये भी प्रूव किया है कि हम 100% भी क्योर कर पाते हैं, ठीक कर पाते हैं, लेकिन इसकी कोई गारंटी नहीं है, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं कि किस लेवल पर बीमारी है, किस सेंस से कर रहा है, पूरे डिवोशन के साथ कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है, कराने वाला शिक्षक कौन है, तो ये बहुत सारी चीज़ों पर डिपेंड करता है जो थेरेपेटिक एस्पेक्ट है योग की। तो इसलिए योग जो है प्रिवेंटिव भी है, प्रमोटिव भी है, थेरेपेटिक भी है, तीनों तरीके से हम इसको इस्तेमाल करते हैं। और आजकल जो देखा जा रहा है उसको योग जो अपना रहे हैं लोग, उसको थेरेपेटिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अपना रहे हैं, बल्कि योग को जो हमारे ऋषि मुनियों की देन है उसको आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि से अपनाकर अपने अनेक रोगों से बचाव करना चाहिए और अपनी एफिशिएंसी को डेवलप करने के लिए अपने को सुदृढ़ करना चाहिए। ये मूल उद्देश्य होना चाहिए, न कि जब बीमारी आ ही जाए उस समय आप करें। लेकिन आजकल देखने में आ रहा है कि बीमारी जब 90% 80% हो जाती है तब जब डॉक्टर्स भी जवाब दे देते हैं तब फिर योग की शरण में आते हैं। उस समय तो कोई गारंटी नहीं दी जा सकती कि भाई योग पूरी तरह से ठीक हो जाएगा, आपका योग द्वारा आपका ये रोग जो है ठीक हो जाएगा। लेकिन यदि 50% से नीचे है फिर भी किसी हद तक उसको वापस लाया जा सकता है, ठीक किया जा सकता है। लेकिन यदि 90% 80% लेवल तक पहुंच गया कोई रोग तो उसमें कई बार गारंटी नहीं होती है। उसको तो पहले से ही, इससे बेहतर है कि पहले से ही किसी की देख रेख की में योग को अपनाना चाहिए और अभ्यास करना चाहिए। इसमें और अभ्यास करते समय आपको 3 बातें प्रमुख रूप से ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए। सबसे पहली बात है योग में अनुशासन, नियम। योग के बहुत सारे नियम हैं। आपका खान पान का नियम, रहन सहन का नियम, सोने उठने का नियम, चलने फिरने का नियम, व्यवहार करने का नियम। योग में बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें बताई गई हैं। पूरा भगवत गीता और महर्षि पतंजलि का योग सूत्र अनेक प्रकार के साधनों से, योग के साधनों से भरा हुआ है, जो कि आपको मदद करता है इनको अपनाने के लिए। आप इन सिद्धांतों को अपनाएं, नियमों को अपनाएं। अनुशासन का अर्थ ही यह है कि शासन माने नियम या सिद्धांत जो भी आपके योग के बनाए हुए हैं उनका अनुकरण करना, अनुशासन। तो उनको यदि आप ठीक तरह से अनुकरण करेंगे, उन नियमों को आप आसन करते हैं यदि फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज की तरह से करेंगे तो आपको उतना लाभ नहीं होगा। यदि उन सिद्धांतों को अपनाकर यदि आप करेंगे, प्राणायाम के सिद्धांतों को अपनाकर करेंगे, ध्यान के सिद्धांतों को अपनाकर करेंगे, किसी के अच्छे निर्देशन में करेंगे तो आपको उसका पूर्ण फायदा होगा, पूर्ण लाभ होगा। तो इसलिए अनुशासन सबसे पहले बहुत जरूरी है। इसको आम भाषा में आप डिसिप्लिन भी कह सकते हैं कि आपका, चाहे आप आजकल इतनी व्यस्तम लाइफ हो गई है फिर भी आपको कुछ नियम अपने बनाने चाहिए कि भाई मैं इतने बजे उठूंगा, इतने बजे व्यायाम करूंगा, इतने बजे खाना खाऊंगा, ब्रेकफास्ट करूंगा, लंच करूंगा, इतने बजे सोना जाऊंगा। तो ये एक रूटीन वर्क आपका नियमबद्ध होना चाहिए, ये अनुशासन है। और ये योग जो है हमारे ऋषि मुनियों द्वारा अनुशासित वे में चला आ रहा एक योग सूत्र जो है वो जो कि महर्षि पतंजलि द्वारा रचित है, उसको लिखा। उसमें पहला सूत्र ही अतः योग अनुशासनम की बात की गई है कि अनुशासित रूप से जो चला आ रहा योग है उसको अब आरंभ करते हैं। तो इस तरह से अनुशासित का मतलब है कि आपको अनुशासन में रहकर ही योग करना है, तभी उसका फायदा होगा। दूसरी बात जो योग में महत्वपूर्ण बताई गई है वो है शुद्धिकरण। अब शुद्धि भी बहुत, अब हमारे नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने, प्राइम मिनिस्टर जी ने 2 अक्टूबर को 2-3 साल पहले वो अभियान चलाया था शुद्धिकरण का। पूरे भारतवर्ष में पूरा के आपका वातावरण, आसपास का वातावरण, जैसे घर में आप साफ सफाई रखते हो आप समाज में भी साफ सफाई रखें। आप अपने शरीर को बाहर से भी शुद्ध रखें, प्रतिदिन नहाएं, अच्छे कपड़े पहने, साफ सुथरे कपड़े पहने, अंदर से भी सफाई करें। हमारे योग में 6 कर्म बताए गए हैं, जल, सूत्र नेति, नेति, धोती, बस्ती, नौली, त्राटक, कपालभाति, ये 6 प्रकार के अंदर से शुद्धिकरण के उपाय बताए गए हैं। इस प्रकार चित्त शुद्धि की बात की गई है, न केवल शरीर को अंदर से बाहर से शुद्धि की बात की गई है, वातावरण की शुद्धि की बात की गई है, बल्कि आप ये देखेंगे चित्त को भी शुद्ध करने की, चित्त की वृत्तियों का निरोध करना ही योग है, ऐसा महर्षि पतंजलि जी कहते हैं। योगस चित्त वृत्ति निरोध है। तो चित्त की वृत्तियों का निरोध करना माने चित्त शुद्धि है, चित्त का शुद्धिकरण है। आप चित्त की शुद्धि कर लेंगे, आपका अच्छा व्यवहार रखिए, आपका बातचीत करने का ढंग, आपका पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग होनी चाहिए। तो ये सारी चीज़ें चित्त शुद्धि में आती हैं। और भी बहुत सारी बातें, भावना, चित्त प्रसादन, चित्त को प्रसन्न करने की भावनाएं कुछ बताई हैं। मैत्री, करुणा, मुदितो, उपेक्षा नाम, सुख दुख, पुण्य पुण्य नाम। इसी प्रकार क्रिया योग के बारे में बताया, इसी प्रकार अष्टांग योग के बारे में बताया। बहुत सारी बातें हमारे महर्षि पतंजलि जी ने योग सूत्र में बताई हैं। इसी प्रकार भगवत गीता में भी ज्ञान योग, कर्म योग और भक्ति योग के बारे में बताया। तो इन सब में शुद्धि का बहुत ही महत्व है। ये दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट बात है। अनुशासन के साथ शुद्धिकरण पर बल देना चाहिए। आपका चाहे आहार हो, चाहे व्यवहार हो, चाहे व्यायाम हो, इसके माध्यम से आप अपने चित्त को अंदर से, शरीर को अंदर से और बाहर से पूरा शुद्ध कर सकते। तीसरी बात जो महत्वपूर्ण योग में जो मेरी दृष्टि से है वो है सजगता, प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड। आप प्रेजेंट में जीजिए। मतलब लाइफ को आप ये समझिए कि आपका प्रेजेंट जो कुछ है उसको अधिक महत्व प्रेजेंट लाइफ को देखिए। आपकी उपस्थिति, आपकी प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड जो है वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है। आप कोई भी काम कर रहे हैं, खाना खा रहे हैं, खाने खाने की तरफ ही आपका मन होना चाहिए, एकाग्रचित्त होना चाहिए। यदि आपका मन 4 जगह चल रहा है, खाना खा रहे हैं, तो उसका इफेक्ट खाना खाने पर अच्छा नहीं पड़ेगा। तो इस प्रकार से आप यदि अपने चित्त को एकाग्र रखेंगे, सजग रखेंगे, प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड रखेंगे, तो ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है। और ये बहुत जगह बताया गया है कि आपको उपस्थिति जो है अपने चित्त की, आपके शरीर की उपस्थिति का पूरा सजगता रखनी है। और ये जो अवेयरनेस है, कॉन्शसनेस है, ये एक स्टेट है। इसकी जो हाईएस्ट लेवल है उसको योग कह देते हैं, जो लोअर लेवल है वो हम सबकी है। और इसी लेवल को धीरे धीरे बढ़ाकर, जिसको हम ब्रॉड माइंडेड कह देते हैं या ज़्यादा विस्तारित रूप कह देते हैं चित्त का, तो उसको वैसा बनाना है। आपको संकुचित नहीं रखना, आपको छोटा नहीं सोचना, आपको बड़ा सोचना, आपका दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए। तो ये जो बातें हैं प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड से रिलेटेड हैं। ये तीन बातें यदि आप ध्यान में रखेंगे तो निश्चित रूप से योग का जो महत्व आजकल के समय में आवश्यक है वो निश्चित रूप से सिद्ध होगा। और ये इसी तरह से यदि योग को करते हैं तो योग डे जो आप मनाते हैं, केवल योग डे वाले दिन ही योग करना ये आवश्यक नहीं। प्रतिदिन योग करना, 24 का मतलब हर डे मनाया जाता है, ये सिर्फ सजगता लाने के लिए, आपको हेल्थ कॉन्शियस रखने के लिए, आपको जागरूक रखने के लिए कि भाई आप जो इतनी फास्ट लाइफ है, आप स्ट्रेसफुल लाइफ जी रहे हैं, अपना उनकी तरफ देखिए, वो ना आए। तो इस तरह से इन बातों को और डिटेल में मैं थोड़ा, क्योंकि यहाँ समय थोड़ा सा कम है, तो मैं अपने विस्तृत रूप से जो कुछ बातें हैं वो अपने लेक्चर में, डिटेल लेक्चर में आफ्टरनून में बताऊंगा। और निश्चित रूप से ये जो आयोजन किया जा रहा है कुलपति जी के निर्देशन में, इनकी टीम के माध्यम से और विभाग के माध्यम से, मैंने पर्सनली भी एक बार इनके विभाग में गया था, योग विभाग में, और बहुत ही अच्छा विद्यार्थी हैं, बहुत ही अच्छा कार्य कर रहे हैं। और इनके निर्देशन में बहुत अच्छे ढंग से ये योग डे भी मनाया जाता है। क्योंकि अभी छुट्टियां चल रही थी, 1-2 दिन पहले ही विश्वविद्यालय खुला है, ऐसा मेरे को पता लगा है। नहीं तो यहाँ पर तो संख्या इतनी रहती है विभाग में, मैंने देखा है। आई एम वेरी मच प्लेयर टू बी हेयर अगेन। आई एम वेरी मच थैंकफुल टू यू ऑल। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
धन्यवाद सर। हमारे छात्र ज़रूर ही आपके भाषण से प्रभावित हुए कि योग सिर्फ एक पढ़ने का पत्र नहीं है, लेकिन एक प्रिवेंटिव, प्रमोटिव और थेरेपेटिक एस्पेक्ट भी है उसमें। और उसके साथ साथ छात्रों के अंदर अनुशासन और संचेतना, माइंडफुलनेस जिसके बारे में आपने बताया था, और खुल के सोचने की जो भाव है, ये सब इनके अंदर जागरूक हो, इसी उद्देश्य से आपका जो उद्बोधन था वो हमारे छात्रों के लिए ज़रूर लाभान्वित होगा। इसी के साथ मैं बुलाना चाहूँगी श्री एस भरत कुमार जी। उनकी भाषण के लिए मैं उनका अनुरोध करना चाहूँगी कि वे आएँ और अपना भाषण दें।
Distinguished elite on the stage, dear sisters and brothers of August presence. తిరుపతిలో ఉన్నాము. పైన ఉండేటువంటి వెంకటేశ్వర స్వామిని నివసించేటువంటి ప్రదేశాన్ని అబోర్డ్ ఆఫ్ బ్లిస్, ఆనంద నిలయం అని చెప్పేసి అంటారు. యోగా దేనికోసము అంటే కేవలం ఆరోగ్యం కోసం కాదు, ఆనందం కోసం అని చెప్పేసి అన్నారు. కాబట్టి అటువంటి ఆనందాన్ని పొందేటువంటి ప్రపంచం మొత్తానికి కూడా, టు ది హోల్ వరల్డ్, ఆనందంగా జీవించడానికి కావలసినటువంటి ఒక అద్భుతమైనటువంటి సైన్స్ని ప్రపంచానికి అందించినటువంటి దేశం భారతదేశం. యోగా, సంస్కృతము, ఆయుర్వేదము, భారతీయ కుటుంబ వ్యవస్థ, గోవు యొక్క గొప్పతనము, వేద గణితము, ఇలాంటి కొన్ని విషయాల్ని ప్రపంచానికి అందించినటువంటి ఏకైక దేశం భారతదేశం. ఇది ఇంకెవరికి ఎవరు అందించలేదు. ప్రపంచము సుఖము, సంతోషము, ఆనందము, సుఖంగా ఉండాలని చెప్పేసి ఆలోచించారు. దాని తర్వాత సంతోషం గురించి ఆలోచించడం ప్రారంభించారు. కానీ ఆనందం అనేటువంటిది ఏంటి, ఆ ఆనందంలో సుఖము, సంతోషం కూడా పొందుతాము, దీన్ని మర్చిపోయారు. గతంలో జరిగినటువంటి అనేక ఆవిష్కరణలు, ఇన్వెన్షన్స్, డిస్కవరీస్, వీటిలలో గతంలో అడుగుతుండేవారు, మన యొక్క శాస్త్రాల్లో ఉండేటువంటి దాన్ని కూడా ఇది సైంటిఫిక్ దానికి నిలబడుతుందా అని చెప్పేసి అడుగుతుండేవారు. కానీ రాబోయే రోజుల్లో విదేశాల్లో జరిగేటువంటి అనేక రకాల ఆవిష్కరణలకి అడుగుతారో ఇది ఆధ్యాత్మికతకి నిలబడుతుందా అని చెప్పేసి అడగడం ప్రారంభిస్తారు. ఆధ్యాత్మికత నిలబడుతుందా? ఇది ఆధ్యాత్మికతకి నిలబడినప్పుడు మాత్రమే దీన్ని అంగీకరించేటువంటి స్వీకరించేటువంటి మనస్తత్వం ప్రపంచంలో వస్తుంది. అది దేశం యొక్క స్పెషల్. ఇది గణేష్ గారు చాలా విషయాలు చెప్పారు. వారు మనకి మధ్యాహ్నం కూడా ఇంకొన్ని విషయాలు చెప్తారు. వారు మదర్స్ డే అంటే 364 రోజుల పాటు తల్లిని ద్వేషించి ఆ ఒక్కరోజు ప్రేమించడం కాదు. ఫాదర్స్ డే అంటే కూడా అట్లే. అలాగే ఇంటర్నేషనల్ యోగా డే అంటే జూన్ 21వ తేదీన చేయడము, మిగిలినటువంటి 364 రోజులు మన ఇష్టము, అది కాదు. దాని యొక్క ప్రత్యేకతను గుర్తు చేసుకొని దాన్ని మిగిలినటువంటి 364 రోజుల పాటు మన యొక్క జీవితంలో అన్వయించుకొని జీవించడం కోసం ప్రయత్నం చేయడం. యోగా, అష్టాంగ యోగా 8 రకాలు చెప్పారు మనకు తెలిసినవి. ఏమ ఆసన ప్రాణాయామం ఇవన్నీ. ఇక్కడ సాధారణంగా యోగా అంటే ఆసనాలు ప్రాణాయామం వరకు ఆగిపోతుంటారు మనం. కానీ కొన్ని విషయాలు చెప్పారు వారు. ఈరోజు వస్తున్నటువంటి అనేక రకాల సమస్యలకి వాటిని లైఫ్ స్టైల్ డిజీజెస్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నారు. ఆత్మహత్య చేసుకుందామని చెప్పేసి ఉరితాడుని రెడీ చేసుకొని పైనుంచి వేలాడదీసి స్టూలు వేసుకొని నిలబడి మెడలో వేసుకొని రక్షించండి రక్షించండి అడగడం ప్రారంభించారట. ఆత్మహత్య చేసుకోమన్నది ఎవరు? నిన్ను వేసుకోమన్నది ఎవరు? రక్షించనని చెప్పేసి అడగడం దేనికి? మన యొక్క లైఫ్ స్టైల్ని మనమే నాశనము చేసుకొని ఈ రోజున ఈ విధంగా ఇబ్బంది పడుతున్నా అని చెప్పేసి బాధపడుతున్నటువంటి రోజులు ఇవి. సరదాగా అడుగుతూ ఉంటారు, కడుపు మంటకి కడుపులో మంటకి తేడా ఏంటని చెప్పేసి. కాబట్టి అల్సర్కి జలసీకి ఉండేటువంటి తేడా ఏంటి? ఇక్కడ అదృష్టం ఏంటంటే అల్సర్ ఉందనుకోండి, ఈయననో ఇంకోటి తాగితే తగ్గుతుంది. కానీ జలసి మన యొక్క స్వయంగా తెచ్చుకున్నది. అది కాబట్టి ఆనందం అనేటువంటిది భగవంతుడు నీకు ఇచ్చిన దాంట్లో సంతోషంగా సంతృప్తిగా ఎలా జీవించాలో నేర్చుకునేటువంటిది. మన ఇంట్లో ఉండేటువంటి సాధారణ టీవీ పక్కింట్లో 52 ఇంచెస్ ఫ్లాట్రాన్ లేటెస్ట్ టీవీ కొన్నాడు. కొన్న వెంటనే మన ఇంట్లో ఏమనిపిస్తుంటుంది మనకి? కంపారిజన్ ఇస్ ద థీఫ్ ఆఫ్ జాయ్ అని చెప్పేసి అంటారు. ఒకటి జీవితంలో ఎదుగుతున్న కొద్దీ కంపేర్ చేసుకొని మనము తక్కువ చేసుకొని చూసుకునేటువంటి ఒక న్యూనతా భావన మనస్సులో కలిగిన కారణంగా జీవితంలో ఎప్పుడు బాధపడుతూనే ఉంటాడు. ఒకటి కంపేర్ చేసుకోవాలనుకుంటే యూ డోంట్ కంపేర్ విత్ అదర్స్, యూ కంపేర్ విత్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. 2023 భరత్కి 2024 భరత్కి ఏంటి తేడా? నేను ఏ విధంగా వికాసం చెందాను, ఎందులో ముందుకెళ్ళాను? when I compare with myself and try to progress, నేను జీవితంలో ఆనందాన్ని పొందగలుగుతాను. మోక్షగుండం విశ్వేశ్వరయ్య గారు చెప్తారు, ప్రపంచ ప్రఖ్యాతిగాంచినటువంటి ఇంజనీర్. నీకు నచ్చినటువంటి ఉద్యోగం నీకు రాకపోవచ్చు, కానీ నీకు వచ్చినటువంటి ఉద్యోగాన్ని గొప్పగా చేసేటువంటి ప్రయత్నం చేసావనుకో, దాంట్లో నువ్వు సంతృప్తి పొందగలుగుతావు. భగవంతుడు నీకు ఒక రైల్వే క్రాసింగ్ దగ్గర శుభ్రం చేయడానికి కావలసినటువంటి ఉద్యోగం ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఇంత చిన్న ఉద్యోగం అనేటువంటి భావన కాదు. ప్రపంచంలో ఉండేటువంటి అన్ని రైల్వే క్రాసింగ్స్ కంటే కూడా ఇది చాలా పరిశుభ్రంగా ఉండాలి అనేటువంటి ఆలోచన నీకు కలిగినట్టయితే నువ్వు చేస్తుండేటువంటి పనిని భగవంతుడి యొక్క కార్యంగా చేసేటువంటి మనస్తత్వం నీకు మనసులో కలిగినప్పుడు, భగవంతుడి యొక్క సేవగా భావించినప్పుడు అదే ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధన అవుతుంది. ఇట్స్ అ స్పిరిచువల్ ప్రాసెస్. ఇది ఇప్పుడు యోగా అనేటువంటిది ఇది ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధన. అహింస కేవలం మనిషిని కొట్టడం కాదండి, ఆలోచన ద్వారా కూడా, మాట ద్వారా కూడా ఎదుటి వ్యక్తిని ఇబ్బంది పెట్టకుండా ఉండగలుగుతానా లేదా? నేను ఆధ్యాత్మికంగా ఎదుగుతున్నాను అని చెప్పేసి అంటే ఎదుటి వ్యక్తి ఎదుగుతూ ఉంటే చూసి ప్రశంసించి ఆనందించేటువంటి గుణము నా లోపల ఉందా? బాధపడేటువంటి తత్వం పెరుగుతుందా? ఆధ్యాత్మికత అంటే కేవలం బొట్టు పెట్టుకోవడం, పూజ చేయడం మాత్రమే కాదు. ఆధ్యాత్మికత అంటే నిత్యము నా యొక్క జీవితంలో ఆనందాన్ని ఎన్నిసార్లు కోల్పోతున్నానో, కోల్పోవడం తగ్గుతూ ఉంటే నేను ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధనలో ముందుకెళ్తున్నట్టు. స్పిరిచువల్ ప్రాసెస్ ఈజ్ 24 hours రోజులో ఆనందంగా జీవించేటువంటి తత్వం నేను అలవరుచుకున్నప్పుడు ఇట్ ఈస్ అ స్పిరిచువల్ ప్రాసెస్. ఇక్కడ యోగా అనేటువంటిది అటువంటి స్పిరిచువల్ ప్రాసెస్లో ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్లేటువంటిది. పాశ్చాత్య దేశాల్లో ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ ఇల్ దెర్ ఈజ్ ఎ పిల్ అని చెప్పేసి అంటుంటారు. కాబట్టి వాళ్ళకి రోగం వస్తే ఆ రోగానికి ఏ మందు వేసుకోవాలని చెప్పేసి ఆలోచించారు, కానీ రోగము రాకుండా ఎలా జీవించాలి, రోగం అనేటువంటిది కేవలం శరీరానికి మాత్రమే కాదు, శరీరము, మనస్సు, బుద్ధి, ఆత్మ వీటన్నిటికీ కలిపినటువంటి హోలిస్టిక్ అప్రోచ్ని భారతదేశం అందించింది. అటువంటి లైఫ్ స్టైల్ ఫిజికల్తో పాటుగా మన యొక్క మెంటల్, ఇంటలెక్చువల్, దీనికి సంబంధించినటువంటి స్పిరిచువల్, దీనికి సంబంధించినటువంటి సాధన ఏదైతుందో ఇది యోగాకు సంబంధించినటువంటిది. అహింసతో పాటుగా అపరిగ్రహ ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఉన్నాయి మనకి. నాది కానటువంటి వస్తువుని నేను కోరుకునేటువంటి మనస్సులో కలిగింది అనుకోండి, నా స్పిరిచువల్ ప్రాసెస్లో నేను దూరం అయిపోతున్నట్టు. ఆకర్షించేటువంటి వస్తువులు బయట కనబడుతుంటాయి, నా మనస్సు చెలిస్తున్నది, నేను స్పిరిచువల్ ప్రాసెస్లో దూరం అవుతున్నట్టు. రూపము, గంధము, రుచి, వాసన వీటి గురించి చెప్తుంటారు వాళ్ళకి. లేడీ ఎంత వేగంగా పరిగెత్తినప్పటికీ ఆ మురళీ గానం విన్న తర్వాత అది ఆగిపోతుంది, వేటగాడికి దొరికిపోతుంటుంది. అట్లా సృష్టిలో ఉండేటువంటి ఒక్కొక్క జంతువుకి వాసన ద్వారానో, రూపం ద్వారానో ఆకర్షణ చెంది అవి దొరికిపోతుంటాయి. కానీ విచిత్రం ఏంటంటే ఈ నాలుగిటికి దొరికిపోయేటువంటి వాడు, లొంగిపోయేటువంటి వాడు మనిషి. ఈ నాలుగిటి నుంచి కూడా ఒక్కొక్క జంతువు ఒక్కొక్క దానికే లొంగిపోతుంటే తన జీవితం నాశనం అయిపోతుంటుంది. అక్కడ ఈ నాలుగిటికి లొంగిపోయేటువంటి వాడు మనిషి. ఈ నాలుగిటి నుంచి కాపాడుకొని ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధనలో ముందుకు వెళ్ళడం ఎలాగో నేర్పేటువంటిదే యోగా. కాబట్టి అటువంటి యోగ సాధనలో భారతదేశం ఇచ్చినటువంటి ఒక అద్భుతమైనటువంటి ప్రక్రియ ఇది. దీన్ని మన యొక్క జీవితంలో నిత్యము అనుసరిస్తూ, ఇది యోగా అనేటువంటిది కేవలం శరీరానికి సంబంధించింది కాదు, ఇది ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ స్పిరిచువల్ ప్రాసెస్ టు ఎలివేట్ అవర్ సెల్ఫ్స్ టు ద హయ్యర్ గోల్. అటువంటి ఒక ఉన్నత స్థితిలో మనందరం కూడా వెళ్తారని చెప్పేసి ఆశిస్తూ, ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన వాళ్ళకి ధన్యవాదాలు చెప్తూ, ఒక అద్భుతమైనటువంటి సెమినార్ని, ఇంటర్నేషనల్ సెమినార్ని నిర్వహిస్తున్నటువంటి నిర్వాహకులందరూ కూడా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతూ పూర్తి చేస్తున్నాను.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your thought-provoking, valuable speech. I now request Professor Dr. R. Ilungovan, the keynote address speaker of today, this program, kindly come over and give your valuable speech.
Hari Om. Good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to be at this august gathering. My pranams to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Krishnamurthy sir. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor is the common man's philosopher, common man's yogi, common man's Sanskrit scholar with uncommon common sense. He is a Triveni of wisdom, compassion, and service. Once in a generation scholar and once in a generation human being. So with this, we express our sincere thanks to our Vice Chancellor for having given me this opportunity. And also, I my pronouns to all other guests on the dais. My special thanks to Dr. Jyoti Madam. She is the dynamic leader with pleasing women of pleasing address. And also my thanks to our Dr. Lakshmi Narayana. He is a leader, icon, legend, and also a motivator, lighting house for many promising youngsters. So at this juncture, we express our sincere thanks to him. And my pronouns to all the audience. As you know very well, Sanskrit is one of the oldest wisdom, oldest magnetic source of wisdom, a guiding light. You might have known almost all European languages were born with that 50 syllables of Sanskrit. And also we used to talk about nadis and chakras in yoga. The 50 syllables are related to all the 7 chakras in our body. So that kind of wisdom-oriented concept that Sanskrit has, and I express my thanks once again to be here at the National Sanskrit University. So I wish to have a few thoughts with you. As they told, at present we are having 254 countries. Among the 254 countries, 200 countries, they are accepting yoga as a discipline. Out of 811 crore people, 230 crore people are accepting that yoga is a wisdom and consciousness oriented. At this juncture, each and every day we see a lot of developments. Our Vice Chancellor might have known that a week back, QS ranking system that released the top universities in the world. The first 5 universities, you know, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Imperial College London, Harvard University, Oxford University, and Cambridge University. It is for your kind information. All those 5 top universities are doing research in yoga. So that is the plus point of yoga. And you might have known, a few weeks back, Pakistan has accepted yoga as a recognized discipline in Pakistan. There are 2 important leaders there. Riaz Hoker, he runs 200 centers. Yoga Council he runs. 200 centers he runs. Once at the young age, he was suffering with schizophrenia. So some persons, his friend advised, do yoga. After doing that, he brought that into his control. Now he got second, like our Padma Shri awards, he got Pakistan's second legend award for his yogic contributions. So such a big person that our Riaz. And another one person is what we call Samshad Haider. He was suffering with back pain, and once doctors advised to go for surgery, but he refused. He accepted and he thought that he could get back only with the help of yoga. Now, after getting out of from that problem, he trained 500 yoga teachers in Pakistan, and each and every day, 50,000 people are doing yogic practices in Pakistan. That is the development. So after seeing all these developments, still we have to think about its promotion in India. Promotion among the human beings. See, there was a discussion between mother camel and baby camel. Mother camel told that we are the greatest creatures in the world. We have to thank our God. Then the baby camel asked mother, if it is so, I accept. If it is so, why the God has given lengthy legs than other animals? Then mother camel told that we have to cut across the deserts, so we need long legs. And why God created us with big teeth? Then the mother camel told, we have to take more hardish plants in deserts. So in order to have the digestion, we have to have big teeth. And also that baby camel asked, why we are having lengthy neck? So in that desert, some places we will have some trees. So in between the trees, we have to get into that and we have to get the leaves. So God has created with lengthy necks. Then why there is a big bunk on our back? We have to travel the deserts longer and longer time. We won't have enough food. We have to preserve fat in that position, in that part. So God created like that. Then the baby camel asked the mother, so you are telling that we are God's gift. Then, Ma, why we are being here in this circus tent as a slaves? So that we have to discuss, thinking about that. So we have been having a great creature in human being, but we are struggling a lot with many problems. We have to come out from the problems. You take example, diabetics, 10 crore people are suffering. Obesity, 8 crore people are suffering. Like that, so many problems. So in order to overcome that problems, you take example, the women, last week we had one article. 10% of women, the pregnant women are suffering with mental problems. 13% of the women, after delivery, they got mental disorders. And 85% of the women after delivery, they are suffering with baby blues. So this is the latest concept. SCAD, spontaneous coronary artery dissection, is the new problem, heart problem for women. So many things we have to come out, especially in these diseases. Then how yoga helps? For example, I will tell you, for diabetics, there are 3 hormones. If they are in perfect condition, we won't have any problem with diabetics. Ghrelin, leptin, and cortisol. Ghrelin will tell, I am hungry, you take food. Leptin will tell that I have taken enough food, stop. If these two are not in a proper state of segregation, the cortisol will segregate more and we will have a lot of problems. 80% of the problems because of stress. So that concept that we have to undergo. And another one example, you take a cancer patient. Why cancer occurs? Lack of cellular health, lack of blood flow, lack of segregation of erythropoietin, the hormone, lack of proteins, lack of gene, lack of proper soul. So in order to overcome that cancer, we ought to go for yogic practices. That is the plus point of yogic practices. And again I want to tell you, mere physical exercises won't help you. You have to adhere along with proper diet. Recently, you could have come across a newspaper, 56% of the problems, diseases are coming out from improper food. For your kind information, 74% of the Indians are not at all taking healthy foods. And 83% problems are because of diet. For mere physical exercises, yoga and proper diet, 80% of the diabetic problems you can come out from that problems. So that is the state of importance of this diet. And again I am telling, during COVID period, many foreigners, they were affected because the Westerners are taking more non-vegetarian items 20 times than the Indians. And also the Westerners are not at all taking fruits and vegetables, and we are taking 4 times better than the Westerners. That's why we could see a low kind of things. Again, I want to, large number of women are here. Only one thing I want to tell you. 70 crore women are in India. Only 37% are working women. Only 1% of women are entrepreneurs. And only 6% are in higher managerial level like our registrar. So this is the status of women. In yoga, 72% of the yogic practitioners are women in the world. Globally, 72%. Whereas in India, we are having only 45% of women practitioners. So in order to overcome the latest hormonal problems, women problems, yoga will be the number one tool, remedy for you. We are having lot of scope here. I could understand so many persons are studying yoga as a professional. We are having very great future in yoga therapy. For the past 10 years, AIIMS Hospital doing yogic research in India, and the Council of Integrative Medicine for Medicine and Research, they are doing research. World Health Organization tells that yoga is the traditional medicine, and traditional complementary integrative medicine is very popular, accepted by World Health Organization. And the prenatal yoga is the latest tradition. So in these concepts, we are having so many plus points, so many good things in diet. The thing is, our present theme of this International Day of Yoga is yoga for self and society. Harvard University and Royal Physician College, they told 5 factors that we have to adopt physiologically. You have to take plant diet, you have to go for walking, you have to do yogic practices, social cohesion should be there, and non-smoking should be there. These are all physiological benefits. When you go for psychological benefits for self-promotion, you have to be vidya, knowledgeable person. Vinaya, that is, you should have good thoughts and action. And also you have to have this vairagya, that is what you have to have this, not you have to aspire for material possession. And also viveka, you have to discriminate which is correct, which is wrong. And finally, vinaya, that is you have to be service-oriented person like our Vice Chancellor. So what I want to tell you, these physiological and psychological and spiritual concept factors that you develop, that development will be only with yogic practices and sattvic diet. So the purpose of, after getting all your self-promotion, concentrate on your society's promotion. The purpose of life is not for leading with happiness or joyfulness or pleasure. Mother's milk is not for mother, but for the child. Fruits are not for the trees, but for the human beings. fragrance of the flowers, not for the flowers, but for the society. Our life is not for us, but for the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Till now, we had with us Shri S. Bharat Kumar, sir, who has defined yoga to be Ananda Avastha, which is, a blissful state. But now we have Dr. R. Ilungovan, sir, who has spoken till now. He seems to be a walking treasure of analytical survey of what current situation of yoga is. He has been giving us numerous examples of how yoga is and its widespread characteristics and how it is useful for all ages of humankind. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable data that you have given us. So we have with us Dr. Renu Dikshit, Principal SV Ayurvedic College, Tirupati. I request her to deliver her speech.
Om. Om Namo Venkateshaya. Respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, my salutations and namaskaras to you. I welcome you all on this very wonderful, mentally healthy and physically healthy program that is Yoga International Yoga Day, which is being wonderfully celebrated by your dynamic and our dynamic Vice Chancellor, Sir. And we have got the very prominent and eminent scholars who have given their ideas and views on the whole of the yoga, whatever different topics. It was a very topics that you got the knowledge and enlightenment. So I don't want to go into that because sir has spoken about the therapeutic aspects of yoga also. But I'll just take you into the past and the present. So just to visualize the thing, what it was, and I'll just take you and come back. If it had been, I would have got the PPT, then I would have showed you the presence of everything there. So when we talk about the yoga, like everybody knows that it is about the Patanjali Yoga and Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So we know how wonderful and extraordinary person Patanjali was, because he has written the Yoga Sutras, he has written the Vyakaran, and also it has been said that even the Ayurveda was also like Charak, because he belonged to the family of Nagas. So Charak was the person, so he may be one of the persons. So just imagine, from mind, walk and body, elimination of all the doshas and everything was written by one man, and he would have been definitely an extraordinary sage of our India. When we talk about the yoga, like everybody talks about the yoga, that Patanjali Yoga Sutra is very important, that is what Ashtangas have been given. But if you go back to have the historical evidences of when the yoga started in our country, and which was the time that yoga would have been started. So, like we have got the first evidence that is available with us is, obviously it is Rig Vedas, but we have to go beyond that time. Like it is like, if you look into the Vedas, it may be 1500 or 2000 BC. But it was in the Indus Valley civilization. If you look at the Indus Valley civilization, that is Harappan civilization, you can find out that yoga was very much prevalent in that areas. Because you can see the seal, which is, you might have seen that if that was available, Pashupatinath seal is there, where you see that the Lord Rudra is Rudrasya Viraha. He is sitting in the form of in certain yogic posture, where he is totally meditating, and he's sitting in a Bhadrasan. So these were the things which were present at that time. Means during the Harappan civilization also the yoga was very much prevalent. And not only that, the beauty of today's concept is yoga for the self and yoga for the society. Along with that, this year's one more concept is yoga for women empowerment. So I'll just bring you, because I've been given 10 minutes, I'll bring you back from there to here and complete the cycle of yoga of women empowerment. During the Harappan society, if you look into it, women, like it was when we saw these different artifacts which came out from the Harappa civilization, we found out that it was a matriarchal society. Women, even the person who is sitting in the mother goddess who is sitting in the yogic posture, yoga was very much prevalent among the women, and the head of the society or everything was the woman, because if you look into their graveyards, women was given the center place and surrounding were the men. So, and the woman was wearing bangles and other thing, and she was in a yogic posture. And also, you might have heard about the Harappan, how the civilized canals, the society was run. If we go into the Ashtangas of yogas and look into it, definitely they were following Yama and Niyama. Because the first concept of Yama is Ahimsa, and Niyama is uh, about the cleanliness, Shuddhi. So if you look into it, there was no death, you could not find anything which was Ahimsa. People were living, there was equality, there was no king, nothing. People go to different places. 500 years back, artifacts చూసేదానికి ప్రపంచమంతా పోతారు. India has got 5,000-year-old king's face in our country. Nobody is bothered about it. We are so powerful, actually. So you can see that about that the yogic postures and different, and also the Bhadrasan, Sambhavi. So these were the things already available in Harappan period. Was yoga so prevalent at that time? Was the Rigvedic, because Harappan people used to live at that place and they have moved because of some of the reasons, maybe a calamity, or maybe something has happened, they moved. If you look into, then if you look after coming from the Vedic, Harappan time means 5,000 year old is our science. You can see the terracottas which are sitting in the, we talk about the Hatha Yoga of medieval period, right? But if you look into the terracottas of the Harappan, you can see them sitting in the toughest yoga postures. That means asanas were also there. Samadhi was there. Dhyana was there. I mean, all the Ashtangas were followed at that period. And was this the next base for the refined way to write it, Rigveda? In Vedic sciences, we have come to see the yoga, all the yoga is mentioned in the Vedic periods, Rigveda, up to the Upanishads. If you look into it, there are many Vedic points are there. And if you come from there, that means the Harappan society people have come out and written the Vedic, which was comes from around 1500 to 1200. So after that, if you look in that, and about the Sankhya department, because they are celebrating it, if you, we have to see who is the, like we talk about Lord Shiva as the Adi Guru of yoga, and the beauty of Indian gods and every, because we just pray the god and come back, we never see what postures he is sitting, what is his eyes position, how is he sitting, what is his spine position. Life all depends upon your spinal posture. The more the straight you are, the less sick you are. The more you are slouched, the more you are diseased, because it is the movement of we say that there are the powers that keeps moving, the energies move from down to upward. So we'll be talking about the Kundalini. So from there, if you come to the where Sankhya can be said as literally part of the yoga, and yoga can be said as the practical part of this thing. And after that, when I was going through one article, I saw that who is said to be the best yoga guru. Then we keep talking about Patanjali, everybody, but what I felt was, when we took out a point from the Mahabharata Gita, it was said Siddhanam Kapilo Muni. Then it was Lord Krishna itself in the Gita said that Kapil Rishi was having such amazing knowledge of yoga that he can be said as the first guru of the yoga. Available evidences, but there are no evidences about the Rishi doing any of the evidences. If you keep on moving from stages to stages, after that, there was a Buddhism came up. They brought Vipassana. They followed the three top structures. Jainism. They followed such. If you keep on, because you have seen that, you know how Buddha became yogic. He became a saint. He also followed a Trataka, which was when he was sitting under the tree, he moved out from that tree, got the knowledge, and then again he sat back at one place and was looking at the tree for continuously, and then he realized all the energy centered into the body. That is the effect of the Trataka also. If you look into the science, the ultimate thing is our sensory organs are always towards the external world. We always, you look at our sensory organs, they keep entangled with the external world, but our sages, what they did is, they brought these energies back into your body. We didn't have any telescope at that time to know how the earth is, how the world is, what are the cosmic rays. You can have the Jyotishas, the stars, astrology is the best, because the power of yogic people was so amazing that they connected themselves with the cosmos. That was the Samadhi, the stage of Samadhi that has been reached, where they could energize whole of the energy. I think to get acknowledged, it is very common to, like what we are at present, we feel very, at the subtle level, very subtle position we have reached. If you have to reach the yogic sciences, you have to reach to a certain stage, then you have to go to Himalayas. Because I have read when the Mount Kailash, people go to the Mount Kailash, and this rivers Mansarovar and the Rakshasthal is there. The Everest, the Mount Kailash, which is said to be the, like people say that it's a human-made pyramid, Lord Shiva lives there, and it is a place where you go and sit, your yogic, your consciousness, your mind and different parts of your brain start opening up when you meditate over there. It is also being said that because that the Mansarovar, there are two rivers, they are just 1 kilometer apart. One is very cool and warm and you can drink the water, and other is very hot, you cannot drink very salty water. So just imagine a place on 6,000 something top, and it is a place which can be connected 6,666 kilometers from the from Kailash to South Pole, and 13,332 kilometers from the North Pole. Just imagine, it has been sent as the center of the magnetic field. People, they say that there is a space, there are some magnetic, because nobody has climbed the Kailash. Because certain people who have climbed, only one person was able to climb, he followed a Jainism. I forgot his name, it was Meru Lina or Melulevana. He was the only monk who climbed the Mount Kailash and never told about what he has seen, what's happening there, what energies are there. Such a powerful magnetic energies are that China's government have stopped. No, you cannot, no helicopter can go, releases importance, nobody can climb. And people told, when they climbed after certain la pass, their nails and beard grow double the times. Like 4 days, look, gedam inta, juttu inta peregal kada. But when climbed at that place, they see that 4 times or double times their age has increased. And it is the certain mountaineers who have climbed there, and they have aged it. They came back and they died of aging. So even the time there is very fast. Such a powerful means, how could a person in India, his sages could identify somewhere in Mansarovar or Tibet that there is this place where we can meditate and you can have the knowledge. So our sages were not a simple human beings, what we are. We eat ahara, we don't follow any rhythm. Like the India, which was earlier, which was famous for its culture, which was famous for its sciences, which was famous for its family values, everything, we are slowly leaving that behind and moving to a diseased places. Because the meditation, which is our gift by our sages, if you sit for a few minutes, you can, because we have seen EEG, when you move the EEG and see when you a person who meditates, the rays which are, there will be alpha, beta, and the certain rays which will delta, other things which are miscreants, they keep moving when you keep thinking, because brain cannot be subtle, it cannot be calm for a minute also. Try to sit for a second and meditate. When you're meditating at the starting, cannot meditate for a second, because thoughts will continually wiring your mind. But when you do yoga, there is a place like we got oxidative stress. Even your DNA, which keeps changing, DNA, cell DNA martene meelo changes ostai. What sir was telling, lifestyle disorders are all because of the oxidative stress. Oxidative stress valla mee DNA change avutunde. DNA change ayinappudu, whatever your organs are, your organs will be affected. Mainly the diabetes, hypertension, heart, mainly the heart effects and the brain. So when you do meditation, the breathe, every time when you are sitting calmly, when you are sitting somewhere, we have forgotten how many of you, I'll just ask you a question, how many of you when you're sleeping or sitting or a day, just be in rhythm with your breath? How many of you counted that you are breathing? We never do that. At least be in rhythm with the breath. That is what is a type of a meditation. Meditation can be anything. Even our present craftsmanship is a meditation. When you are doing, ipudu Ayodhyalo, he has built that Ram Kada. When you know what he did, he was just away from whole of the world. That is also meditation, because his mind has to create a thought process. He has to get aligned to it, and then he have to do it. So for that, everything, that brain is in anything in the body, it is the only two things that is important. That is, one is brain, and other is your immune system. If your immune system is good, no disease can touch you ever. And that is only possible when you are doing physical fitness like yoga, pranayam, dhyana. These are the very important points which one has to, because you just imagine, you know that you are, because in South Kundalini, the spine which is said that there is a part in our lower part, Muladhara area, there is a coldest part which is called Kundalini Untindi, which is never only awakened in few people who have reached to the stage of Samadhi. Manlantol, we don't know what it is. We know that chakras are there. You know that your energies move from down to your brain and they move. There are Ida, Pingala and Sushma Nadi. It will be moving. Apan Vayu and Prana Vayu will be moving up and down. When you synchronize and reach to that stage, and you can feel if your spine is hurting, your spine is blocked. If you sit quietly and move and just imagine the energies moving up and down, you will know that where the blockage is, why that part of the your area is blocked. Spine is the very important. Andike chala, even or spineless, people say that he's spineless because spine is very important for any of the person's spine and lungs. So to be healthy, at least when you are sitting somewhere, for a few minutes, concentrate, be rhythmic with your breathing, rhythm up yourself with the breath, count at least 100 beats a day, and see that how your spine energies are moving it. Sit quietly for some time in your house and see that whole of your stress conditions which we are facing today because of different reasons. If you are in administrative posts, there will be other, because sir will be knowing it, there will be different positions. You are at home, family member, son, daughter. So for everything, there is the only answer, it is yoga. Yoga doesn't mean that only exercise, asana. Yoga has got ashtangas. Follow at least 2 or 3 ashtangas. Then also you will reach to a stage of, at least not to the samadhi, at least you will be reaching a peaceful life, because that is what our sages wanted. We were so happy and healthy without, when we were eating ghee, butter, we were healthy. When we started eating, we forgot about clarified ghee and cheppi pakkan pettichi. They started giving us refined ghee. Everybody started suffering with cholesterol, cardiac strokes, atherosclerosis, because in the name of cholesterol, there is a big game scam is going on. Body needs certain amount of the cholesterol to survive, because we have got 760,000 nadis. Leave the 3 important Kundalini nadis. We have 760 nadis which have to be lopalanta. There should be certain amount of the greasing agent. If that greasing agent is lost, it tears up, and when it tears up, there are strokes. For that, we need certain amount of the ghee, which is the only thing which gives you good cholesterol. Very important. HDL is given just because of the ghee. We stopped eating ghee. We stopped eating our cocoa. You put peanut butter. When Americans say peanut butter is good, we are eating peanut butter. The same peanut to tayar chesina noona, which were you eating before 7 years, we stopped it. So we wish that you will go back to your basics and practice yoga, which is like, this is just, any day is given to enlighten and to in significance చూపించేదానికి ఆ డే క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు, so that those people who are not doing also will start doing it. Sorry, I've taken a lot of time. Thank you very much. I'm thankful to the our VC sir. Definitely sir, గుర్తుపెట్టుకొని, he told that Renu, you have to come for this program. I am really heartfully thankful to you, sir. I have to get MOU done with you so that we can also do many of the projects which are very important, where yoga, Ayurveda and your Sanskrit will be falling in line, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your valuable speech, which denotes that one must have keen observation and note about it, and clearly understand why whatever is happening around us, which means a person should be mindful in his observation and think of postures and everything related to yoga, right from his daily lifestyle to traveling to mountains to Kailash, Mansarovar and whatnot. You have touched everything what a human needs. So thank you so much for that valuable speech. I now request the international invitee of this program, Dr. Prem Raj Naupaneji, who is an associate professor, coordinator of international relations, Nepal Sanskrit University. I request you to come over here and give your valuable speech, sir.
Om. Namami Samisana Nirvana-rupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma Veda-swarupam Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalpam Niriham चिदाकाशमाकाशवासं भजेऽहम् चिदाकाशमाकाशवासं भजेऽहम् नमो नमः। अस्य अन्ताराष्ट्रिय योग दिवसस्य पावनोपलक्ष्ये समायोजिते अस्मिन् सम्मेलने समुपस्थिताः कार्यक्रमस्य सम्मेलनस्य संयोजकाः मुख्यातिथयः राष्ट्रियसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः कुलसचिवाः संकायाध्यक्षाः विभागाध्यक्षाः वक्तारः विद्वांसः विदुष्यः भ्रातरो भगिन्यश्च आयोजकान् प्रति सादरं कार्तज्ञं विनिवेद्य सर्वप्रथमं योगदिवसस्य हार्दिकीः शुभकामनाः प्रकटयामि। अस्मिन् सम्मेलने अनेकेषु विषयेषु विचारपत्राणि प्रस्तूयन्ते। तेषां शोधकार्याणां मूलं तु कथं विश्वस्य कल्याणं भविष्यति, कथं जीवनं धन्यं भविष्यति इति। आयोजकरूपेण अत्र द्वौ विभागौ स्तः, साङ्ख्ययोगविभागः योगविज्ञानविभागश्च। साङ्ख्यमतस्य आचार्यस्य कपिलस्य जन्मस्थानं नेपाले अस्ति। तेन अथवा तस्मिन् मते साङ्ख्यमते दुःखस्य निवारणविषये चिन्ता अस्ति। दुःखत्रयाभिघाता जिज्ञासा, कथं जिज्ञासा भवति, दुःखत्रयाणां कथं निवारणं भविष्यति इति तत्र चिन्ता अस्ति। नेपालदेशः बुद्धस्य अपि जन्मभूमिः अस्ति। बुद्धेन च चत्वारि आर्यसत्यानि प्रतिपादितानि। तत्रापि दुःखम् अस्ति, दुःखस्य कारणम् अस्ति, तस्य निरोधः भवति, निरोधस्य मार्गाः सन्ति। तत्रापि अष्टौ मार्गाः सन्ति। तत्रापि मुख्यम् अथवा मुख्यः मार्गस्तु समाधि एव। योगस्य अपि समाधि अस्ति, उत्तमविचारः, चिन्तनं वा। बुद्धस्य अपि कपिलस्य च सर्वेषां कार्यम् अथवा कर्मरूपेण योगः आगच्छति, योगः अस्ति। अनेके दार्शनिकाः विश्वेस्मिन् सन्ति, परन्तु तेषां व्यवहारः कः इति अस्माभिः चिन्तनीयम्। व्यवहारस्तु योग एव, कर्म तु योग एव। यदा भगवान् बुद्धः ज्ञानं प्राप्तवान् तदा स चिन्तयति दुःखात् निस्सारणं कथं भवति। तत्रापि तस्य अनेके विचाराः सन्ति। स ईश्वरं न स्वीकुर्वन्ति, ते न स्वीकुर्वन्ति ईश्वरस्य सत्ता। परन्तु तस्य व्यवहारः बुद्ध किम् अकरोत्? बुद्ध योगमार्गेण, योगस्य माध्यमेन एव ज्ञानं प्राप्तवान्। अतः वक्तुं शक्यते योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्। योगेन विना यत्किमपि अहं प्रकटयामि, यत्किमपि चिन्तनं करोमि तत् सारहीनमेव। योग एव सर्वेषां विचाराणां कर्मरूपेण आगच्छति, व्यवहाररूपेण आगच्छति। अतः योगस्य महत्त्वम् अतीव अस्ति। पुनश्च बौद्धमार्गे आर्यसत्यानि सन्ति। तथैव मूलतया अहम् एतदेव अत्र वच्मि यत् दर्शनस्य कार्यं तु मार्गदर्शनमेव, केवलं मार्गदर्शनं करोति दर्शनं, परन्तु कार्य अथवा कर्मस्य कर्तव्यम् अथवा आचरणं तु योगदर्शनेन एव सम्भवति। येऽपि विचाराः सन्ति तेषां व्यवहारः योगद्वारा भवति। अतः अस्मिन् कार्यक्रमे सम्मेलनस्य उद्घाटनसत्रे अहं किञ्चिदेव वदामि। अयं निजः परोवेति गणना लघुचेतसाम् उदारचरितानां तु वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम्। इस कार्यक्रम में मुझे नेपाल से बुलाकर आप लोगों ने जो विशेष समय अवसर उपलब्ध कराया, इसके लिए भी मैं बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। ज्योति मैडम को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूँ। और अपने विषयों को मैं टेक्निकल सेशन में फिर रखने वाला हूँ, इसलिए मैं ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा। तो कल मैं आ रहा था तो मैंने सोचा, जैसे नेपाल और भारत दो अलग देश हैं, लेकिन उनको कौन जोड़ता है? हमारी संस्कृति जोड़ती है। तो मुख्यतः योग का कार्य है कि संयोजन करना, योग करना। तो भारत, नेपाल हो या कोई भी देश हो, उन सब में अपने संस्कृति को, अपने कर्तव्यों को समझाने का कार्य योग के द्वारा हो रहा है। तो इस 10th इंटरनेशनल योगा डे के अवसर पर मैं आप लोगों को पुनः पुनः हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं व्यक्त करते हुए अपने वाणी को विराम देता हूं। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।
आचार्येभ्यः हार्दाः धन्यवादाः। इतः परं कार्यक्रमस्य अस्य अध्यक्षाः भवन्ति राष्ट्रियसंस्कृतविश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः आचार्याः GSR कृष्णमूर्तिवर्याः। तान् सम्प्रार्थे अध्यक्षभाषणेन अस्मान् सर्वान् उद्बोधयन्तु इति।
आत्मावारे द्रष्टव्य श्रोतव्यो मंतव्यो निध्यास्तव्यः इति बृहदारण्यकोपनिषत् वाक्यम् अनुसृत्य वेदवाक्यैरेव श्रोतव्यं। सांख्य न्यायवैशेषिकैः मंतव्यं, सांख्ययोगाभ्यां निध्यास्तव्यम्। एवं क्रमेण अयं भवति। अतएव वस्तुतः कथयामः अस्माभिः आकाशे किमपि किमपि उच्यते, तेन किमपि प्रयोजनं नास्ति। तत्त्वमसि वा भवतु, अयमात्मा ब्रह्म भवतु, तत्र यत्किमपि प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म, तत् किमपि न भवति। यावत्पर्यन्तम् अभ्यासः क्रियते, सेल्फ रियलैजेशन् अनुभूयते, तदानीमेव तस्य दर्शनस्य महत्त्वं भवति। यथा तैः कथितं मार्गदर्शनं, मार्गदर्शनं नाम किं भवति? यदि मार्गदर्शनं कृत्वा अस्माभिः दिल्ली गन्तव्यम्, अनेन यानेन गन्तव्यम् इति सर्वं मार्गदर्शनमेव भवति। यावत्पर्यन्तम् अस्माभिः न गम्यते, आरामुदन् महोदय आगतः दिल्लीतः, यावत्पर्यन्तं तेषां तत्र उपवेशनं न भवति, तावत्पर्यन्तम् अत्र आगन्तुमेव न शक्यते। अतः योग एव परमं दर्शनं, योगे सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितम् इति अस्माभिः विश्वस्य कृते एकः सन्देशः दत्तः। अत एव अस्माकं प्रधानमन्त्रीमहोदयः मोदीमहोदयः इंटरनेशनल योगा डे इति प्रस्तावं यदा कृतवान्, सर्वेपि देशाः अङ्गीकृतवन्तः। श्वः योगादर्श इंटरनेशनल योगा भवति अस्माभिः आचर्यते। ततः पूर्वमेव अस्माभिः इंटरनेशनल योगा कान्फरेन्स् किमपि भवेत् इति मया निश्चयः कृतः, प्रस्तावः कृतः अस्माकं योगविज्ञानविभागस्य अध्यक्षस्य लक्ष्मीनारायणस्य सविधे। तैर् इति अङ्गीकृतं। तत्र प्रेरणां दत्तवती, प्रेरयित्री सा अस्माकं ज्योति महाभागा, सांख्ययोगदर्शनस्य विभागाध्यक्षा भवति। अनेन अयं साकारो जातः। ये तो हमारे कल्याण मित्र है गणेश शंकर जी, सागर विश्वविद्यालय से पधारे, और इनसे हमारा जो मुलाकात पहले से था, लेकिन न्याक संदर्भ में ये आए और हमारे योग विभाग का माने उन्होंने देखा, और इसमें बहुत कुछ आपको आगे करना है, हम मार्गदर्शन करेंगे, एक बार फिर आएंगे। इन्होंने आश्वासन दिया और इसीलिए ये मौका इनको माने मैंने इन्होंने जो हमें मौका दिया तो हमें एक बार बुलाना ज़रूरी समझा, आप पधारे। और 2 दिन हम आपके जो विषय में वो हम लाभान्वित होंगे। उन्होंने 3 बातें कही। एक तो योग का जो है परम लक्ष्य जो अनुशासन, दूसरा जो है शुद्धिकरण, तीसरा जो है वो प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड। वही एक 3 विषय वो आपको ध्यान में रखना है, उसी से आपका जो है योग में सफलता मिलेगी। इसके बारे में हमारा ध्यान आकृष्ट किया। हम इसमें सतत प्रयास रहेंगे, क्योंकि हमारे जितने जो छात्र हैं, छात्र तो अभी अभी जो समर वेकेशन पूरा हुआ और अभी आने वाले हैं, लेकिन हमारा जो ये यूट्यूब में हमेशा इसका जो है अंकन होता है। कभी भी आप देख सकते हैं, कई हमारे छात्र परोक्ष से भी देख सकते हैं। और ये जो आपने जो दिया उसके ऊपर हम ध्यान रखेंगे। और इलंगन साहब तो आए माने चेन्नई से, और इनका बहुत ही जो है इस पर जो रिलेवेंस ऑफ योगा टू मॉडर्न सोसाइटी, इसके बारे में इन्होंने कहा। क्योंकि इसको दिया है कि योगा फॉर होलिस्टिक वेलबीइंग एंड सस्टेनेबल लिविंग, इस विषय में उन्होंने बहुत आकृष्ट किया। माने कैसे जो भोजन करना है, कैसे उसका आचरण करना है, कैसे होता है, इसके बारे में जो एलाबोरेटली ही विल डिलीवर अनदर लेक्चर आल्सो। आई थिंक आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू इलंगन साहब। एंड वस्तुतः ये जो है हमारे वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट के बारे में हमने उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए ये रखे हैं। हम किसको बुलाएं, तो इस संदर्भ में हमने सोचा कि हमारे जो माने रेणु दीक्षित जी, और इनको जो है हमने बुलाया, क्योंकि ये तो वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट के बारे में कुछ ये किसी को एक रिप्रेजेंटेशन करना है, इसलिए मैंने कहा, तुरंत उन्होंने माना। और उसके बहुत विस्तार से जो है इसका जो कहाँ से मैंने हमें कहीं तक कैलाश तक ले गए और दूसरे पूरे दुनिया को घुमा दिए। ये तो बहुत ही जो है सारगर्भित भाषण दिया, इनके लिए मैं आभार प्रकट करता हूँ। और दूसरा जो है रियली इट इज़ इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार। अगर नेपाल से जो आए हैं और प्रेमराज जी, नवानी जी, क्योंकि उनको यहाँ स्थान दिया तो तभी इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार होगा फिजिकली, और इसीलिए उन्होंने भी अपना योग के बारे में बहुत कुछ किया। मैंने सोचा कि केवल ये योग विज्ञान का सेमिनार हो या कॉन्फ्रेंस हो, लेकिन हमारे ज्योति मैडम जो है बहुत ही सारगर्भित जो है हमारे ये सांख्य योग का भी हो, इसीलिए उन्होंने सांख्य के विषय में बोलने के लिए आरामदन साहब को और लोगों को भी बुलाए। मैंने असल में सोचा कि इसका जो महत्व ये इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार के रूप में हम इसीलिए किया कि पिछले साल हम नेशनल सेमिनार के रूप में इतना दिया, उसका प्रतिवेदन भी आ रहे हैं। और इसका इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार पहले जो है जो रिलेवेंस ऑफ इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम इन रामायण, इसमें साहित्य विभाग से एक इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार उन्होंने आयोजन किया। और ये दूसरा सेमिनार है, तो हमारा योग में इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार हो। हमें सांख्य योग के बारे में तो वो दर्शन के रूप में हम ले लेंगे, वो मेटाफिजिकल है, और ये प्रैक्टिकल जो है वो हमारे योग ही है, योग विज्ञान है। उसी योग विज्ञान से हमें करना है। जैसे आपका हठ योग हो, राजयोग हो, लय योग हो और मंत्र योग हो, ये चारों का जो मिला करके एक ही योग होता है। उसी योग का क्रिया योग आजकल के रूप में कहते हैं। इसमें उस क्रिया योग के ऊपर भी योगानंद परमहंस जी के बारे में पत्र आएंगे। और दूसरा जो है वो गैरंड संहिता में जो कुछ दिया है, हमारा यही कहना है कि जैसे पातंजल योग है, और उन्होंने ये कहा है कि जैसे जो नंदिकेश्वर जी ने 2 लोगों को उपदेश दिया, मैंने उसके बारे में मैं योग अध्यापकों से भी पूछा। एक तो पतंजल का जैसे उपदेश दिया, वैसे ही जीसस क्रिस्ट को भी दिया है। ये तो उन्होंने एक अपने उसमें इंटरप्रिटेशन किया हो, ये इसमें आधार कुछ नहीं मिलता है। क्योंकि कहने का मतलब जो है, जैसे आपने योग के बारे में कहा मिलना है, मिलना हो तो दो राज्यों से मिलाया और दो मजहब उनसे मिलाया और दो रिलीजन हो या स्टेट हो, देश हो, और सबको मिलाना, ये समझ करके ये क्रिया योग आजकल के आया। और श्वास में ध्यास का भी एक वो पिरामिड का वो भी इसमें आया है। और इसमें कहाँ तक सीमित है, क्या है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता। मेरे कहने का मतलब जो है, जैसे पुराने ज़माने में कल भी इसके बारे में मैंने कहा, जैसे विभूति योग में लास्ट समाधि योग में हमारा 4 विषय बताया, मणि सिद्धि है, मंत्र सिद्धि है और औषधि सिद्धि है। ये तीनों मिला करके वो एक तरह से जो है हम चमत्कार दिखाते हैं। जैसे हमारे मनसंभव में एक प्रवराक एक था, उसने एक फादर लेपन करके वो कैलाश तक पहुँच गया, ये इस तरह का एक है। और इसी तरह का तिरस्करणी विद्या है हमारा, जो बौद्ध दर्शन में भी उनका जिक्र किया, उसमें भी एक तिरस्करणी विद्या है। जैसे कुंद माला में ढिंगनाग ने सीता जी का उसी तिरस्करणी विद्या से दिखा करके राम और सीता का मिलाप कराया। इसी तरह का भवभूति ने भी उत्तर रामचरित में ये तिरस्करणी विद्या, वो कहाँ चली गई? माने जैसे आप मिस्टर इंडिया में जैसे कहते हैं ना, एक तरह का एक मणि ऐसा पान करके वो करता है तो वो नहीं दिखता, इस तरह का वो कहाँ से आया? हमारे पातंजलि योग सूत्र में भी है ये। और इन विद्याओं को अगर हम उजागर करेंगे तभी ये भारत जैसे पूंगा पंडित जैसे कोई मूढ़ आचारों से नहीं है, ये बिल्कुल तथ्य है, ये कर सकते हैं। मगर वहाँ तक नहीं, हमारा इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम में एक विषय है कि ये बृहद संहिता में कई जो है उन्होंने औषधि और सब कुछ बनाने के लिए बहुत कुछ तरीका बताए। और सामान्य रूप से हम तुंग मुस्ता जो कुछ होते हैं वो बहुत सुगंधित रहते हैं, उससे बना करके एक परफ्यूम बनाने का जो दिया है। और दकार कलम में भी वो है। और इस तरह के जितने जो नुस्खा है, इनको बाहर निकाल करके कुछ प्रायोगिक स्तर में, या इसमें तथ्य है या नहीं, इसको केवल बकवास है ऐसा भी समझिए। ये विषय कहाँ तक आया, क्यों, माने इस तरह सोच करके हम विचार विमर्श करेंगे तब तो पूरे दुनिया का, विश्व को हम मार्गदर्शन कर सकते हैं। वही मार्गदर्शनी दर्शन है, दर्शनी योग है। उसी योग के बारे में हम माने इस विश्वविद्यालय में एक इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार चलाने जा रहे हैं। और इसमें जितने लोग आए हैं उनका स्वागत अभिनंदन करते हुए आगे का हमें मार्गदर्शन देंगे, ऐसा उम्मीद के साथ मैं विराम करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
कुलपतिभ्यः हार्दं हार्दं धन्यवादं व्याहरामि। तेषाम् एव महान् सङ्कल्पः आसीत् यत् अस्मिन् वर्षे सर्वेपि कार्यक्रमाः अन्ताराष्ट्रीयस्तरे भवेत्। यथा गतवर्षे कार्यक्रमाणाम् आवलिः आसीत्, अस्मिन् वर्षे प्रतिमासम् अन्ताराष्ट्रीयस्तरे प्रत्येकं विभागेन कार्यक्रमः कश्चन सञ्चालनीयः इति तेषां सङ्कल्पः। तेषामेव सङ्कल्पः अस्माकं कृते अभिप्रेरणाविशेषः भवति। अतः कुलपतीनां कृते हार्दं हार्दं धन्यवादं व्याहरामि। अस्मिन्नेव क्रमे कार्यक्रमे अस्मिन् धन्यवादसमर्पणाय योगविभागस्य अध्यक्षाः आचार्याः लक्ष्मीनारायणमहोदयाः सम्प्रार्थ्यते।
गुरुभ्यो नमः, सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। As it is the 10th International Yoga Day, where the theme is empowerment of women, now I am going to recollect one sloka from Yoga Rahasya text. It is my humble pranams from the bottom of my heart to all the women community. Jagat Jana Tasandeham Gruhino Lokarakshakaha Anna Jnana Dhanavasadi Pradhanairiti Chakshushaha. Krishnamacharya quoted, "Woman is the noble cause for all the welfare of the individual, family and society." So this is humble pranams and submission from all the in front of the women community. Thank you. It is my honor and privilege to give vote of thanks for this auspicious occasion. On behalf of the students, staff, and university, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guests on the dais. I profusely thank to the present chief guest of today's Professor Ganesh Shankar sir. His name is first proposed by our Honorable Vice Chancellor when we started the aspect of International Yoga Day. Sir, we are very much impressed regarding your quotations on yoga is not meant for mere physical practices, it is for yoga for purification, which leads to the mind. That is very core concept of yoga. Hatamina Raja Yogaya, which is mentioned in the text. Very thankful to you, sir. Next, I would like to thanks to Sri Bharat Kumar sir, today's special guest. Really, he is a special who touches the lifestyle things in our day-to-day life. Really, we are very much thankful to you, sir. I also thank the Professor Yalangovan sir, member of Executive Council, Indian Yoga Association. Sir, really we are enlightened because of your scientific speech, how the yoga is elaborated, right from the nearly 200 countries, how they are practicing, both as the spiritual as the physical purpose. Sir is quoted. Yoga will reach preventive, curative, promotive aspects of every individual. So we are very much thankful to you, sir. It is honor to me to thank Dr. Renu Dikshit madam, because not only as this occasion, madam is helping us last 2 years, all our MSc first year, second year students as the interns in their hospital. Thank you very much, madam. Your speech is a little special, who touched the entire origin and development of yoga right from the pre-Vedic period to the modern period. Really it is wonderful being a Ayurvedic physician. We are very much thankful to you, madam. It is honor to thank Dr. Premraj Nepen sir. We are very much thankful to you, sir. All the way, immediately by calling Jyoti madam, your acceptance to this program. Thank you very much, sir. I am very much thankful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, who is Karta, Karma, Kriya of this program. Truly. Before 6 months, sir is go on talking. Yoga is going to be celebrate international seminar on the occasion of International Yoga Day. We have some doubts and difficulties, but Manasyekam, Vachasyekam, Karmanyekam, Mahatmanam, as he is imagined the program, that is successfully. And even 3 days before, just I expressed a doubt, sir, as it is 19th is reopened, we have the program 20th, sir, you just go ahead. Now I am really very happy where the hall is full with the enthusiastic students and the delegates. Thank you very much, sir. And one more example. Yesterday night at 10:30 we called to sir, there are 100 certificates to issue. At what time? Morning 6 a.m. And sir returned the certificates morning 6:10 a.m. Thank you very much, sir. This is one example how the sir is working over the programs other than the administration. We are very much thankful you to, sir. And we are very much thankful to our Honorable Registrar Madam, Ramasri Madam, and our Dean, Raghavacharul sir. I would like to thank to all the heads of the departments and the faculties, particularly senior faculty who are helping directly, indirectly in this aspect, like the Chandulal sir, Sachidanand sir, Parimata Panda Madam, Vijay Lakshmi Madam, Sunita Madam, and Narayan sir, Chandrasekhar sir. Some are here and some are the other side. So we are all thankful to all the faculty of this university. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, university reopen is 19th, the program was 20th. Just this is because of our faculty, coordinators, and the other faculty by every name. KCS Lokeshwar, Shiv Kumar, Rahul Kumar Sharma, particularly Tapan Kumar, and all the other guest faculty like Govardhan, Ajay Kumar, everyone is helping night and day in this aspect. Because of that, it is very much successful. I am all thankful to all my colleagues and co-faculty. Finally, I am thankful to all the electronic media and who are helping in the ICT, and particularly the students who are working last 2 days continuously. Thank you all of you very much. Sabhayam asyam upastitebhyah sarvebhyah chatrebhyah bhuyo bhuyo dhanyavadam vijnayapayami. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
अनेन अयं कार्यक्रमः समाप्तिं याति. शान्तिमन्त्रेण समापयामः. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
One announcement, again the session starts by 2 o'clock. In the afternoon, some foreign speakers are there. 2 to 3